long ass rant. Merp. Sup, Reitanna, it's Reitanna Seishin here. Okay, so Mike's vacation is over, so I'm back to being alone for 40 hours a week. It's grand. Do you hear the excitement in my voice, and that I'm just so glad that I'm alone, away from the person that I love more than anything in the world? Anyway, I wanted to complain, because I needed to complain. I have to complain. I went 2 weeks without doing any complaining videos. This is not a long-ass rant, this is a let's complain. I'm complaining about commenters. Not the comments, it's like, the way comments are handled by YouTube, not the mechanics of it. You know, we already know that sucks. Now, I'm complaining about commenters, and it's like, not just everybody, but, well, you'll understand. Oy vey. Okay. So the reason why I wanted to make this video was because I got a comment on Twilight's Fall that ended up in either held for review or spam, and I don't remember what it was. It said, "Can you make a different ending?" And I'm just sitting here like, you can't see me, but I'm rubbing my eyes with my thumb and forefinger. Like, you want, okay, so, you didn't like the ending, because what, she died? You didn't like that? Okay, even though it's crucial to the plot? So, you want me to appease to you, one single person, and write an entirely different ending that would not make any sense in the current storyline. Now, when have I ever done this? I've never done this. I have never rewritten a Muffin story or any other story except for my April Fool's joke, which I am baffled by some of the responses to that. I had somebody say, "I don't get it," and I'm like, oh my god. And then there were the couple of people who were like, "You sounded like you were high, ha ha ha," and I'm like, I sounded like I was high, ha ha ha? No, honey, no, that's not what people sound like when they're high, and I don't get high. And then somebody was like, it sounded like they were drunk. Have you ever heard somebody when they're drunk? Because it doesn't sound like that. And then somebody was like, there were a couple of people who were like, did you put this through Google Translate? You do realize that my story was in English, so putting it through Google Translate would just put it back in English, right? No, for those of you who didn't watch or listen to the entire video, shame on you. Closed captioning on YouTube. I rewrote the story by reading the closed captioning on the original Apple Bloom Gets Her Cutie Mark. And I writ that down, yo. I wrote it down. That's what I did. It was a joke. But that's the only time I've ever rewritten a Muffin story, you know? Why would why? I've never used my stories to appease to the audience, except for the people who are like, "Oh, well, we just want another story." And I go, okay, so here's, when I get around to it, here's the another story. So, you know, those people who are patient get appeased. You know, you already know the fact that I hate the "where's Muffins" comments. Like the "when are you going to release the next one?" Because I assume they're little kids and tweens who don't understand the concept of time, effort, work, or having an actual life, or other projects that pertain to said life and said job. My unhappiness, unfortunately, is catering to the fact that I am not quite as on my channel. I don't know what word to put there, so yeah. But it's like, I know I've complained about the where's muffins people all the time, but I posted muffins on my quotev, right? And so I've gotten comments there like, when's the next story coming out? And I'm sitting there like, actually, I'm gonna go, okay? I'm gonna go read it. I'm gonna read what I said.
I'm gonna read what I said. I should just talk like this. All the time, forever, always.
Okay. So I said this on my quote. It got 7 likes and 1 comment. I didn't think I'd have to say this because, well, it's just a no-brainer. Oh, this was when somebody asked if they could post, like, I have multiple people asking if they can post my stories on other websites. So, well, it's just a no-brainer. No, you cannot post my stuff on any other site. No one may do this. If you didn't create it, you do not post it. Forgive me for saying, but duh. If I want to post my stuff somewhere, I will post it. If I find my stuff posted by someone else, I will file a DMCA takedown notice for copyright infringement. And as an unrelated note, oh yeah, do not ask me to follow you on quotev. I won't because I'm not interested. I made this account to share my stories and make quizzes, especially stories like eye candy that DA won't allow for reasons they decide it's best not to explain to me right away, but instead punish me and then explain to me. And here it goes. And if you're here to fucking ask when is Muffins coming out, blah blah blah, what makes you think that my answer on quotev would be any different from the one on YouTube? You know what I have to say to you know what I have to say to those of you who asked that? Take my quiz, Are You a Reitannite? And you'll find out. And just for funsies, because I'm just so fucking, seriously. Just for funsies. In case you missed it. Where are the results? Seriously? Oh, there. Okay, so for those of you who didn't, watch my Reitannite quiz video or whatever, and for those of you who are watching this, chances are, the people who this is directed towards are not watching this. Well, maybe they are, because I put a pony in the thumbnail, so... Good God, you make me want to just give up and quit. You claim to be a fan, but you only like me for one thing, and that's muffins. You've never cared about anything else. Probably have never even tried anything else. And even if you have, muffins is all that's important to you. Not my feelings, not my stress levels, nothing. You treat me like a machine, always asking me, where's muffins? Or is muffins finished? Or even, post more muffins. There's a possibility that you've never even said, or there's a possibility that you've even said, stop doing all of this other shit and hurry the fuck up with muffins. Or better yet, you've threatened me. Yes, I have gotten death threats. I've said this before. By the way, all of my real fans and Reitannites hate you. Not only that, but you ask me to put your OCs into my stories, when I've not only said I don't do that, but I've also never given any reason for you to think that I do that. You also try to give me suggestions for story plots, most of which are terrible. Like all the people are like, oh, the victims should come back as ghosts to get revenge. And I'm like, this is a fucking slasher thriller. This is not a paranormal movie. God damn it! Like, you don't see ghosts in Saw, do you? Have you ever seen a ghost in Saw? Or what about Chain Letter? None of those people came back as little ghosties, okay? You're most likely too young to be watching my content anyway, or even too young to be on YouTube or DeviantArt. You never read descriptions, never pay attention to updates, and once one Muffins is uploaded, you tell me to put out another one immediately, not understanding that writing, recording, and editing takes time, energy, and hard work. No, you think it takes like a day or less. That, or you don't care, and you want me to bend over backward just to cater to your desires. Well, you know, I don't do what I do for you, I do it for myself, and it just happened to attract other people too. You need to learn some respect and worth ethic. You fakies, I call, for the people who are like, oh my god, why does she call them fakies? That's like so stupid. I call them fakies because it's easier and more straightforward than saying the people who act like Reitannites are fans but aren't actually Reitannites are fans, okay? You don't like it, it's a juvenile term, get the fuck over it. What's wrong with you? Why do you care? You fakies are the reason I've blacklisted certain words so that they don't show up when you leave a comment containing them. You're the reason I've appointed moderators on my channel, and there's a good chance that I ignore and delete your comments. If I've ever replied to you, I definitely did not say anything nice. In fact, you've probably been chewed out by real fans and Reitannites. If you wonder why you're ignored or receive backlash, perhaps you should pay attention to descriptions and updates. You might even think being a baker would be fun. We all have homicidal thoughts, hun, but being a murderer should never be your aspiration, especially when you think real-life killers are as cool as fictional ones. Overall, you are the bane of my existence. You hinder my career by stressing me out to the point that I can't work, and I can't even... Well, that's a bit too personal, but you don't care. I'm just the girl who writes muffins, and when the story is finally over, you'll still beg me for more. I don't care if you unsubscribe to me because you're not worth my time anyway. And that's seriously, I mean it. I fully mean it for these people who are impatient, who are like, oh, muffins, muffins, muffins. Can you do this in muffins? Hey, you should do this in muffins. Can you bring this into muffins? Where's this person, pony in muffins? Blah, 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 blah. You should do this. You should do that. Meh, you should. I want. It's what you want, isn't it? It's all about what you want because you're special. You're so special. You're so special because you're obviously a little kid or a tween, and oh my god, parents do everything for you, and you don't even appreciate what they do for you because it seems like they're doing, like, nothing because they sometimes do things that you, like, don't like, but they're doing everything for you. You don't have to support yourself. They buy stuff for you. They buy you food, and they have a roof over your head, and they do all this stuff that people aren't gonna do for you when you get out in the real world, okay? The world doesn't revolve around you. When I was a kid, okay, I thought that everything was gonna be hunky-dory, and that no matter what, I was going to be successful, and I was gonna be independent because how hard could it be? my family's doing all of this schniz, you know, no, it's like, Aaron would get fired from jobs and hired to jobs for, you know, like, lickety-split, and then only later I'm like, she's probably blowing the boss. And then my dad, you know, he wasn't so great on, but I mean, he was a construction worker, a freelance construction worker, so, you know, it's tough, you know, those kind of things, but like, other people in my family, like my grandmother and like my aunt, you know, I always had somebody supporting me until I was 18 because that's the way it is. And, you know, even when you become an older teenager, you start to realize that not everything is going to go your way, and you're not always gonna get what you want, and it's not always gonna be easy! It's not. The world doesn't revolve around one single person. I thought, when I was a young, cute little kid, who just didn't know any better, who thought that all mommies and daddies were horrible to kids and that being hit was a normal punishment, and that we shouldn't do certain things because then we get sent to our room without dinner, and we get locked in there, and then we can't come out for like ever, and all these other things that I thought. God, I could go on. I could write a list about the messed up things that I thought. You know, obviously going to bed without dinner is, you know, a typical punishment, but it's the matter of being locked in and you can't come out, and your parent, your guardian, was a druggie and alcoholic, so you often get forgotten.
So I was an innocent little kid who didn't understand. But I always thought that everything revolved around me because everybody told me that I was so cute and so smart and so very special, except for the people who at like schools, or for some reason, oh, the smart blonde girl who doesn't talk is bad. Let's fucking, if they had guns, they would have shot me. I never did anything wrong. And, it's really confusing when your parent is like how Erin was, and then she says, oh, but I love you, and you're so smart, and you're so pretty, and oh, you're gonna be so successful, and then another time she's gonna be all like, you'll never amount to anything, you'll become just like me, blah, 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 and Dad says you'll get pregnant at 16, and you'll have to come beg us for money, blah, 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 Oh my God, I'm so special, and everything happens for me, except for some reason when I pray to God for Mommy to stop being mean to me, He doesn't respond, and everything is just getting worse, so I don't understand. Mommy said that God was good, and I don't believe God is good at all. So, things don't revolve around you. You're not going to get what you want just by demanding it, just by suggesting it, just because you think that I am literally going to bend over backwards, like I said, to cater to your needs. Do you want to fuck me? Do you want to fuck me? Is that what you want to do? I think you should probably take me to dinner before you fuck me so hard, alright? And you ain't supposed to be fucking me because you're underage and I'm 26 years old, so don't fucking fuck me, okay? And what, in the morning? After you're done, are you just gonna be like, why are you still here? After you fucked me? Just, fuck you! Just, no! Alright? No! And it's not just that, man, it's not just that! I got a comment a couple days ago, that I woke up and Mike was like, you got a fun comment. And I'm like, what is it? Because I know when he says that, it means, it's not actually fun. So, God damn it, I have to go find it again. So yeah, fucking muffins. I don't get as angry with the people who are like, are you going to continue the Diary of a Serial Killer? Because that one is another good one, and it's very short, and it obviously hasn't ended. That's one where I do get tired of saying at some point, but I don't get nearly the percentage of people who are like, where's muffins, than the people who are like, hey, when are you going to finish that? I get a couple people every now and then, hey, when are you going to finish the Diary of a Serial Killer? And constant muffins, do it for me. Why won't you do it? Oh my God, Reitanna, you totally suck, and I'm unsubscribing to you because you won't give me what I want. Oh my God, and I'm gonna go and dislike every single one of your videos because that totally will ruin your channel. Oh my God, no, it doesn't. Oh, you don't know how YouTube works. Here's another person who doesn't know how YouTube works. This person, and this comment is live, so when you find it, you'll know. They said, reads description, so you don't actually care about any of your fans, the mail you get from your fans, or the fact that you get money from your fans? Okay, here's what the description of this video says. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm just so selfish. Okay, so I know I've been pretty inactive, and I'm sorry. You see, Mike is on vacation, so I actually get to see him every day. And I know you guys hate to hear this, but he's actually more important to me than over 40,000 strangers. That's probably how exactly he read it. So let me go back. And I know you guys hate to hear this, but he's actually more important to me than over 40,000 strangers. XD, I get to talk to him. Can you believe that? I get 2 weeks where I don't have to sit in silence, talk to myself, or listen
just something on my computer. It's nice to have him home because he is my family. We're hoping to be out of this apartment in about a year, and once we buy a house, we're finally going to get married. I'm not complaining, though. A long dating period is best when it comes to who you decide to marry. And I'm not going to be a ball and chain wife like guys joke about, because I know ball and, not personally, but I know of ball and chain wives. Those marriages are usually too young to have happened. Anyway, yeah, and then I went on about the video, which was a short sentence, 2 sentences. 2 sentences. And, you know, I got comments being all like, let's see. Well, I got a bunch of people saying Invader Zim is back. Yes, I actually knew that before I got any of these comments. So, I understand it's important to be with Mike when he's home. I hope you enjoy it fully. Good luck on moving out and the marriage, mate. Well, I am happy for you two. And I hope you guys enjoy his vacation. You both are so perfect for each other. And that's it. For those were the obviously the people who read the description. But this person also did. Now, actually, Mike was gonna go off, and I'm surprised he didn't. Mike wanted to take this one. He wanted to go off on him because he was like, he was like, you know, do you know how YouTube works? Excuse me, this person, who I'm actually not gonna say their screen name in this video, but you know, if you see the comment, you'll see it. But this person, you know, did you give me any money? I'm sorry, have you donated to the Patreon, which hasn't gotten any donations because I practically abandoned it? Do you know how YouTube ad revenue works, especially now with the whole ad constraints and stuff? You have literally given me, by your view, on one view, you have literally given me 0.000000001 of a penny. That's how much you've given me. Now, if you were to watch a lot of my videos, like all of them, how many videos do I even have? How many videos do I have? Reitanna, you're weird. You make weird voices. I have 1,714 videos, so I might be able to make a couple bucks off you if you watch every single one at least once. Oh my god! And it's like, have you donated anything to me on my website? You know, the majority, I've barely gotten any donations. I've gotten a few little donations, and the majority of the latest donation was from King Spook. God bless his goddamn generous soul. So, no. You know, and the mail? Oh, I don't care about the mail I get from my fans? For the fans that actually spend money on me, even though I don't ask them to? Oh, well, if I didn't care about the mail, do you really think I would open it on camera and show my genuine reaction to receiving these things that I actually feel like I do not deserve, and I feel like these people think more about me than I do myself? They think that I deserve these things. They want to give me these things. Some of them don't spend money. Some of them give me their old things, and either way, you see my genuine reaction on my videos of how happy I am and pleased I am to see these things. And yes, I feel good when I see them. So I responded, oh ho ho, I cannot wait to see what my real fans have to say to you. And they said, I didn't say I wasn't a real fan. To me, it sounded like you didn't care about your fans. I got confused. How? The only way you could have gotten confused is if you were reading the description in the way that I started reading it. Like, oh my god! And then somebody replied she just said that she cared more about her boyfriend than people she didn't know. She never said that she didn't care or appreciate her fans. Exactly. You got it. You exactly. Okay? I'm sorry, but let's see. For those of you who actually have a good mother, for those of you who actually have a loving mother, alright? Who's more important to you? Her? Your loving, caring mother? Or me? A random adult on the internet? I'm sorry. If you care more about me than the people you love in real life who are close to you, who you've known for years, who love you back, then you need to reevaluate your life. And to me, this comment sounds like it's coming from the loneliest person on earth, because it's like, if you got confused, then you must not have anybody out there in person that you truly love. If I'm the most important person to you, there is a problem. And listen, my family is not really family to me. I don't know them. They've done things to me that I, have discarded them for. I don't have a family. My family consists of Michael, whom I've been together for a little over 7 years. Okay, that's a long time. And it's a stable relationship. That's miraculous. And whatever pets I have. Right now I have 3 rats. So I've got Tommy, the big old fat old little man. Just so grumpy, but at the same time he's so lovey. He hates the little boys. The little boys are Gerald, or Jerry, and Orbit. So that's my family. Anybody who resides in the same house as me is my family. Michael is my future husband. Michael is... We're engaged to be engaged, basically. Okay? And there's no doubt about that. It's not a matter of, is he gonna propose to me? It's a matter of, when is he gonna propose to me? And I know for a fact that the when is gonna be when we get out of this fucking apartment, which isn't going to be for a little over 14 months or so, because we're stuck in this apartment by a lease that came from a greedy new owner. Because apparently we have a waiting list on this apartment complex. So there are people on a list to get in. So, you have to sign a lease and it's going to increase your rent $30. And if you don't sign the lease, then we're going to increase your rent $300 because money! Here comes the money! Money, 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 money! Dollar, 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 dollar. I don't understand songs about money. If anybody knows whose theme song that is, I will be very proud of you. Hang on, I have to take a drink of my decaf coffee. I can have decaf coffee now, isn't that great? Just not in, excessive bits. Okay. Michael is... and then there's Senpai, too. Senpai is the second most important person to me in the entire world. She doesn't live with me, but Michael, if I say, oh my gosh, I actually get to spend time with Mike, and I know you guys hate to hear this, but I actually care about him more than, a bunch of strangers. It was like a joke in hinting. It was like... How do I put this in words? Reitanna, we know you don't know how to speak, so just give it your best shot. Okay. So, the fact that I try to please those of you who deserve it, my real fans and my real Reittannites, for those of you who I actually appreciate, who actually support me, who I actually do care about, who I help when they ask, when you ask for help from me. People who I open your fan mail, and you see my reaction, and you see how happy I am to hear from you guys, I try to care about you as much as I can, as much as my workload and my stress level can do. I have to admit my channel isn't doing so well right now, not numbers-wise, but with the way that I've been, the numbers are fine. The way that I've been handling it isn't to my satisfaction. But it's only a matter of time until things change. I hope. I don't know when things are gonna change, so we just need a change. Make Reitanna's channel great again, okay? It's gonna be real great. We're gonna make it great again. So, it's not that I don't care about you, obviously. For those of you who are like, oh my god, Reitanna, why are you explaining this? It's like so obvious. It was like a joke saying, yeah, I care about you, but I actually have real people that I care about, believe it or not. So yeah, it was a little bit of sarcasm, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I don't care about you. When have I ever spoken like that? Seriously. I always use that voice whenever I'm mocking a certain generic type of person. You know? Come on. You know how I speak? I don't really know how I speak. To me, I sound like... Well, I sound kind of like a guy with a high-pitched voice. Like, if... I don't know, the way I speak isn't like, oh my god, like this. Like, I do say like and oh my god sometimes, you know? And oh, that's another thing. I say you know a lot. But, you know, I can't really evaluate how I speak. Let's Complain, this is actually going pretty long. I'm gonna try and wrap it up, but there was another specific type of comment that I was gonna complain about. Oh! This one doesn't make me angry, I'm just confused by it. When people leave a comment on, say, YouTube, I actually only usually see it on YouTube. Only usually see it? Is that like 90% of the time, all the time? Yes, it is. Some people sign their comments. Like, below their comment, they will list their name or alias or whatever, as if I didn't know that you were the one who was commenting. I don't get it. It's sort of a tiny bit annoying to me because I don't get it. It's not angersome, but I don't get it. I'll never understand it. And if it weren't for the fact that I've seen multiple people do that, it's like, I'm leaving a comment here, blah 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 blah. I liked your video. I didn't like your video. Blah 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 about this in the video. Signed, Reitanna Seishin. You know, they don't actually say signed, they put a hyphen. Or, like, I don't know, I don't understand. They put a hyphen and they put their screen name or whatever. I could see your screen name. I don't get it. I mean, is it a fad?
I'm so old that I don't understand what the kids of this generation are doing. I don't understand what they say. I don't understand all this crap. And they act certain ways and they listen to this horrible music. In my day, we listened to good music like Tool and Slipknot and Metallica. But now they got all these newfangled blood on the dance floor shit. And to me, it just sounds like somebody taking a shit in the toilet. That's all it sounds like to me.
The young'uns. Youth is wasted on the young. And only when you're an adult do you understand how useless we were as children. You know, but there's a lot of people who are useless as adults, too. I consider myself more useless than other people consider me, so there's that. But, you know, and it's the comments that usually end up in my, held for review or spam slots. And, for the people who have been, leaving, like, where's Muffins, when is Muffins coming out, or, like, are you finished with Muffins, or I've been waiting here, and I guess Muffins is over, and I'm like, oh, so since you've been waiting for Muffins to come out, and it hasn't come out in, like, a year or so, it's over, even though I didn't say it's over? Oh, and by the way, did you just totally ignore my video that says you can read Muffins, you know? Okay, if you're really that impatient, go my Quotev, and later on my DeviantArt when I come back. And, maybe you should actually read it, because if you notice, there's a lot more stories that have been written than there have been narrated, and I guarantee that Muffins, the entire series, is going to be written and finished before a lot of narrations will come out, okay? Get over it! Alright? Do you know how long it takes me? Like, seriously, when I get off of my narration hiatus, I am still going to upload the entire unedited video of me editing, The Final Crusade. Okay? And you will see! And if you still don't see, then I had explode. My head will explode. Explosions, and I hope it splatters on your face. And I hope you just sit there with a look of shock like I just killed somebody. And then if you're a psychopath who are like, I actually have killed people, then don't bother what I'm saying. And if you're one of those wannabe psychopaths who are like, oh my god, I would totally love to kill someone, that'd be like, so cool, fuck you! How about you do some research on real serial killers, huh? You know, I love Patrick Bateman, I love Hannibal Lecter, okay? I love John Kramer, just as much as the next horror fan, alright? I love him. Hannibal Lecter, he's my husband, okay? Not Silence of the Lambs Hannibal, but Hannibal the TV series Hannibal. I love him. He's so sexy. And he's amazing. But I know, for a fact, that serial killers, that if Hannibal Lecter were real, in our reality, he would not get away with half of the shit he did. He would have been caught so quickly. He would have been so easy to track with the way that he acted in the TV show. And then all the other murderers in these TV shows, in the series, yeah, no, people don't make a totem pole out of bodies without anybody noticing. You know, people don't make their victims into angels without anybody noticing. Come on! And just so you know, that whole CSI shit with the fingerprints and the digital stuff that they do on that computer, that technology doesn't exist. That's not how it works. Alright? You need, okay, listen, I actually do have a criminal mind, alright? I'm not a criminal, but I have a criminal mind. And don't be like, oh my god, that's so edgy. I'm 26 years fucking old. That English, there's no such thing as edgy out here, okay? Adults aren't edgy. Stop with your stupid teenage fads. You know that edgy doesn't even mean the way you're saying it, right? Go look in a dictionary. And Urban Dictionary isn't a real dictionary, doofus. Dumbass! So, I know how they think. And I know that the way I think isn't how fictional serial killers are. In fact, I put a lot more realism into the Muffins Bakers than I do, than, you know, most serial killers that you see in media, fictional serial killers, but I still do the same thing that directors do, that writers do. You know, you have to bump them up, you have to make them interesting, you have to superpower them a bit. Because real serial killers aren't like that. Yes, there are tons of serial killers in history that have gone years without being caught, but there are reasons why they weren't caught, and it was definitely because they were doing something way different than the serial killers in the movies and TV shows, okay? You do not want to be a killer, and if you secretly do want to be a killer, you're not gonna tell people on the internet, okay? If you think you're insane, you're most likely not insane, alright? You need to, I made fun of these specific people in my story, in the Muffin story, Sting, okay? So, that everything I said, you know, you're not insane. And you go, oh, I know I'm insane. No, you're not. There's a difference between being mentally ill and being insane. Technically, it's really hard for me because when I'm in my right mind, I'm not quote-unquote insane, but when I have a psychotic episode, technically, by definition, it is a bout of insanity. But by the overall, the umbrella term, I'm not considered insane, but I am very, very sick. Alright? It's not the same thing. You're not a psychopath. You're not insane because you're a psychopath, because psychopaths are not insane. this is completely different. An insane person doesn't know that what they're doing is wrong. A psychopath knows exactly what they're doing. They know the consequences and they don't care. Alright? You have this convoluted idea of what insanity is thanks to media and thanks to poorly written creepypastas. And you need to get your heads out of your asses and actually look at things. Look at the horror. Look at things that have happened in the real world, in history, and even things like, say, Jeffrey Dahmer. He was a real serial killer. You watch the movie about him, there are things in the movie that are exaggerated. Same with any other movie that's named after a serial killer. I didn't watch Bundy because he was a rapist, and I can't handle that. But it's exaggerated, okay? Everything. It's to keep the audience happy. It's to keep them interested. It's to keep their eyes on the screen. Because if you watch, like, a straight fact-by-fact full-length movie about what actually happened without any drama, without any music, without anything, the way that it actually happened, you'd be scared and disturbed. You'd probably be more terrified than you would be watching a movie about them. But you'd be bored, too. Especially if you're watching on a screen, because all you're sitting there is like, okay, this is just really uncomfortable. I'm not entertained by anything that's happening. I don't know what to do. That's the general public. Alright, people like me would be able to watch something like that. Again, there's the disclaimer, I'm not trying to be edgy, okay? I just know myself. And, oh my gosh, she, like, knows herself. Any excuse for anybody to jump down my throat and act like I'm a little teenager who doesn't know what she's talking about. That's always hilarious. Oh, I had somebody, a long time ago, somebody commented, like, I don't remember what it said. It said, like, stop acting like you're from 2006 or something. I'm like, what does that even mean? I was born in 1990. I was confused. And they're all like, stop acting like you like all of these things, like Invader Zim and shit. And I was like, I was watching Invader Zim since the very night it aired, right? I haven't watched Invader Zim for a really long time, but I used to be able to recite episodes word for word. So I'm not pretending to like Invader Zim. Actually fans of things are actually fans of things. I'm not gonna go around wearing a Grr shirt and not having watched, like, any of the shows, alright? Or any of the episodes. Like, that one girl, I'm like, oh, she was wearing a Grr shirt, and I'm like, oh, you like Grr? Or you like Invader Zim? Or something? And she's like, what's Invader Zim? And I'm like, your shirt? It has Grr on it? He's a character from a TV show called Invader Zim. And she's like, oh, I just got it because it's cute. I'm like, this is me slapping my hand in my face. Did you hear it? No. Let's do it again. That's better. I'm 26 years old. I don't play pretend, okay? I stopped playing pretend when I stopped role-playing, back when I was 18, alright? That was ages ago! And I know how I think, how I act. However, since I have never been in a situation in mortal danger by somebody who is, like, holding a knife and about to murder me, I've never witnessed a murder, I've never been in that situation, I've never been kidnapped, nothing like that. I would like to think that I would be able to handle it. I would like to think that. I would like to think that I'd be able to handle it like Madeline did in my story Madeline. But since I have never, ever been in those situations, I don't know. And there is the complete possibility and high probability that I would be crying my head off and I'd be reduced to a wimpy little child, okay? But I can't say that for sure because I don't know and no one else knows. I had somebody comment on, a Mike at Midnight video. It was him playing Dead or Alive, and somebody was like, oh my god, stop pretending that you like horror and shit, and blah, 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 blah. I don't remember exactly what it says, but I do remember stop pretending you like horror. Or, you know, that exact, and then they went on, and, I accidentally deleted the comment. I accidentally marked it as spam, and it vanished. But I left a comment on that video on, it's a video on my channel, but it's Mike's video. I said, somebody left a comment that I accidentally deleted that told you to stop pretending to like horror stuff. I didn't know you pretended to like horror stuff. Michael isn't real great on the horror genre itself. I mean, he can play video games just fine, but movies, Hannibal was even a stretch for him. So, he wasn't sure if he'd be able to handle that. You know, I do like horror stuff. And how can anybody claim that I'm pretending to like it when, most movies I've ever seen are in the horror thriller genre? I am so picky that if it's any other genre, I look at it with skepticism. It's mainly all I write. It's mainly what I draw. I don't understand how I'd be able to pretend to like something. It's like, I don't know, I won't wear clothing with something cute on it if that thing is from something that I'm not a fan of, because I feel like, remember this word when we were young? A poser. I feel like a poser. So it's like if you're at Hot Topic and you see jewelry from Twilight, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so cute. Oh, fuck, it's from Twilight. Or something that's from, like, the new Beauty and the Beast movie. I'm like, I watched the original when I was, like, 6, but I'm not interested in watching this one, you know, but this is so cute, but I can't get it because I'm not a fan of that thing. I don't pretend to do anything. Unless I am acting during a skit that like I used to do with my weekly videos that eventually will pop back up at some point, hopefully. I'm not going to make any promises. You know, unless I'm actually acting, that's not the same as pretending, because pretending is trying to make everybody else and even yourself believe that so and so and so, this is happening, that you like this, whatever. I think the last time I did that I actually pretended to like something to appease other people. Oh shit. Fuck. I know I tried to like Inuyasha when I was in 8th grade. 7th grade. 7th grade, I was dressing in preppy clothing and wearing makeup because in 6th grade, I didn't do that and I got made fun of. So, I decided to dress the way everyone else was dressing. I still got made fun of, but it was a little less, because I looked like just another sheep. Oh my god. And then in 8th grade started my goth phase, so I was definitely wearing what I wanted to wear. And, you know, goth phases are funny because they can start for multiple reasons, and mine started because I felt that I needed to look the way I felt, and I felt dark because, you know, this manic depression and the abuse and all these other things. Reitanna, this is starting to turn into a long-ass rant! I know, I'm sorry! Maybe I'll put this in both playlists. Shit. So, and then, like I was saying, this person, not the person who was like, stop pretending to like horror stuff. This person who said, stop acting like you're from 2006. I kept questioning them, like, what are you talking about? You know, I'm giving them answers that I assumed that they were asking me. Like, well, I wasn't born in 2006. I was born in 1990. Oh, well, I've actually watched Invader Zim since it first aired. And they said, you're part of a subculture that was like popular in like 2006. Or blah, 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 and I'm sitting there like, subculture? And I'm thinking to myself, well, on my dad's side of the family, I have a lot of Japanese family members, and because of the size of that family, it outweighs the side of the maternal side of my family, so technically, most of my family is Japanese, but you wouldn't describe that as a subculture? you would describe that as a second culture. So I said that I didn't know what they meant, and they were like, they started saying something about scene things, and I'm like, I've never, ever, ever had a scene phase. I had a strongly colorful raver-inspired phase, which both my goth phase and my raver phase and my tomboy phase have very much contributed, that's the word I was looking for, contributed to the clothing that I like now. Obviously, adults don't have fashion phases. I dress just the way I want to, and I love colors. I adore bright colors, and I also I also adore things that aren't considered quote-unquote socially normal. So I'm gonna say like avant-garde things, eccentric things. I like eccentric things. I like things that catch my eye, that make me go, ooh! And I literally do that, when I see something that catches my eye, I'm like, ooh! It's not a phase. I'm not doing it for anybody. I'm doing it for me because that's the thing I like, and it's cute, and I like it. Am I seen because I color my hair, or because, I haven't colored my hair in years, but I wear colorful wigs? I used to color my hair all the time, but when I quit working at Walgreens, that had to change. So I wear wigs. And I wore wigs before, too. It's an easy way to change your hair up. And I've always loved to change my hair up. I've been every single color except for true pure white and silver gray type. Not like old person gray, but like silver gray. Those are the only two colors that I haven't been, technically. There are a lot of shades that I haven't been, but I like colors. I like colorful hair. Sue me! I'm so sorry that you seem to think that if we dress a certain way, we are part of a quote-unquote subculture. Is that even a thing? Is subculture even a fucking thing? That doesn't make any sense. So, but, I thought it was so funny, because I'm like, this kid has got to be like 15 or something. So I'm just like, you're sadly mistaken. And, I'm real polite, real nice, and, I don't remember exactly what I said. And I believe the person deleted the comment, but they never replied back, and I assume it's because they saw the error of their ways. And I just love how people get this first glimpse of me. They see like me in a thumbnail of one of my videos, and they have no idea who I am. They just assume that because I'm colorful, because I look a certain way, that I belong to a label. I don't live in labels, okay? Real people don't live in labels, except for sheep. Sheep definitely live in labels. This whole, oh my god, you liberals are blah, 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 blah. I'm like, liberal, conservative, why would you define yourself that way? If you look at a lot of, the way conservatives think, they lean more toward moderate. And if you look at a bunch of liberals, they, like hardcore liberals, or they say they're hardcore liberals, they are often highly hypocritical and act a lot like conservatives. So no, there's no either side, okay? We're moderate. Like me, with the way I think, I would be considered a liberal, but I have a lot of conservative views. So you can't live by these labels. And even think about Democrat and Republican. Those are labels, and those have fucked us. People voted for Trump just because they were Republican. They were like, hey, well, I don't like Hillary, and I'm a Republican, so I'm going to vote for you even if I don't like what you're saying, or I like Hillary, but I'm a Republican, so I'm going to vote for you. It's like, if you don't like either candidate, don't fucking vote. It's not the most important thing in the world, okay? And our votes don't matter. I could get into a whole thing of that, but, It's just people in the comments being stupid people, and you have to be a stupid person in the comment. If you're a stupid person in the comments, you're most likely a stupid person in real life. And, you know, thankfully, aside from Muffin's shit, thankfully these stupid comments are few and far between. A long time ago, I had one that was, it was one of my, speed paint videos where I was drawing something on, Colors 3D on my DS, and, I said in the description that yes, I traced it. You know, whenever I trace something, I'm going to give credit to the fact that, you know, obviously it was a screenshot in an anime and that I didn't know what anime it was from, but I will admit when I've traced something or when I've referenced something, you know, I'm not gonna hide that. That would be considered lying.
Do you know what lying is? Do you know that lying is bad? Do you know that I have taken an oath to not lie?
So, and they left a comment, they accusing me of stealing, and, like, they were like, oh my god, you get so butthurt whenever somebody takes something of your art, or blah blah blah, and here you are, you're tracing this, blah blah blah, and then they left a second comment that says, oh, just read the description, you said you traced it, but you get so butthurt about people stealing your shit, blah 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 blah. I'm like, yes. Because when people steal my shit, they're actually taking my shit. You know, if it's from an anime, you know, if you're tracing something that's not from a singular artist, it's really hard for me to explain, but I know what I'm talking about. And, you know, I don't trace often. I do trace bases that are put there to be used and or traced. You know, unless the person says, do not trace this, you may reference it, which that is always in the description. References are different than bases. So, and sometimes I'll reference a base because the base is a good pose, but it's very shitty. There are a lot of people who do shitty work on bases, and I'm just like, why do you even try? And all I had to say to this guy, all I had to say was, you're such a big dick, you ripped me from my V to my A. Because I thought it was funny. Because he already outed himself as a dumbass. He said, oh, you know, he found he made a mistake, but he was too proud to admit that what he said was unjustified. Because he was wrong, and I thought that was funny. Reitanna, this Let's Complain has been the longest Let's Complain ever, and it's probably more like a long-ass rant, but you're probably still gonna title it Let's Complain About Comments, so I'll probably place it both in the title. Anyway, aside from the comment calling me an emotionless psychopath, which I've already laughed about and explained, the one that I left up where I was like, moderators, do not delete this comment, this is too fucking funny. You know, I've already explained about that. And how I'm obviously not a psychopath. You know, stupid. People need to learn definitions. Stupid people entertain me, but they also piss me off. So, yeah, I was working on, some Sims content. I have a lot of videos that need to be edited. I have a mail time from December that needs to be edited and posted. I have more Toontowns that need to be edited and posted, and I have another Sims that needs to be edited and posted. I am actually going to start posting some not safe for work Sims videos because I found some sexy stuff, but it would definitely need an age restriction. So, hopefully you guys were not lying when you have, you know, your account and you're 18 or older when you say, I accept to watch this video, blah, 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 because it's not safe for work. So I don't know when that's going to come up. I know part of the Sims video that I have needs to be not safe for work just because of a couple of things. So I'm not sure how I'm going to divide any of that, but I'll figure it out later. And also with the live streams, Mike's gonna be doing those on my channel, so, he's helping me out by doing that. Caleb will probably, Caleb's his little brother, so I will be his sister-in-law someday. So, I'm not doing live streams, and if I were to do a live stream, I would not be paying attention to comments. You saw how fast the comments were going. I wouldn't be able to keep up, and even if I could keep up, my social anxiety doesn't allow me to do live stuff like that. I can't think of any reason I personally would do a live stream. And I would probably be much different live than I am on a pre-recorded thing that I can edit. This long-ass thing isn't edited, but still, you know, I have stuff, I have to work on stuff, I'm sorta easing back into writing, I'm sorta not off my block yet, I've started the next muffin story, don't know when that's gonna be done, blah-bitty blibbity blue, I don't care, just give him some pants, and, yeah. Yep-a-rooski. If you stuck around this long, cool. Leave a like on this video, because if you do not leave a like on this video, you're gonna talk like Trump for the rest of your life, even if you're not a supporter of him, and you're gonna make all of his faces, and there will be nothing you can do. You're gonna hold up your hands, okay? And you're gonna talk like this, and you're gonna make really weird faces like the one that you can't see that I'm making right now, okay? And make sure to click
that little bell.
and subscribe! Spread the word of awesome, become a Reitannite, and I will see you later, alligators and crocodiles. Goodbye.